Welcome to the Sanford Regional Technical Center Science and Technology Pathway. Do you like to create, design, assemble, build, or repair things? Are you comfortable working with computers, machines, and equipment? Do you enjoy knowing how things work? This pathway offers automotive collision repair, automotive technology, building trades, electrical wiring, engineering and architectural design, engineering applications with robotics, plumbing, precision manufacturing, and welding and metal fabrication.
Auto Collision is a 2-year program and will train students to work in the collision repair industry and prepare them to pursue a post-secondary education or join the workforce as an entry-level technician. This is a great introduction to the field. It's going to set you apart from the rest of the people thinking, I want to be in the auto collision field or I don't want to be in the auto collision field. I myself have been in the field for about 35 years and would like the opportunity to introduce new students into a fascinating and rewarding career in the auto collision field. Working in a modern collision shop environment, the students will be introduced to skills in steel and plastic welding, both steel and aluminum dent repair, plastic repair, automotive refinishing, detailing, and the safe use of tools and equipment specific to the collision repair industry. Assessing vehicle damage and writing repair estimates will also be covered in this course. The program is based on the standards put forth by the Automotive Service Excellence Organization, or ASE, in collaboration with the National Automotive Technical Education Foundation, or NATEF. Student certifications are attainable in safety through SP2 and Pro Level 1, non-structural, as well as refinishing through ICAR. Some of the most commonly asked questions are, can we work on our own vehicles? The answer is yes, and is encouraged as long as it's applicable to where you are at in the learning process and you are performing up to standards in your studies. Will we be painting? Yes, you will be trained in the proper use of a spray gun and will be spraying in the most up-to-date spray booth as well as doing it safely. The third question that's asked a lot, is there a lot of book work? The answer is yes if you choose not to keep up with the assignments. If class time is used appropriately, then the book work follows along nicely with minimal homework. I think it's a great opportunity for any kid that is interested in it to come here and take this program because it's going to give you an insight as to what it takes to actually become an auto collision tech.
So that kind of probably plays into CAFE standards, lower, decreasing the weight of the vehicle, increase fuel economy, and that type of stuff. Now, I'll be honest.
I want to tell you a little bit about myself and then a little bit about the program. I've been in the field for 25 plus years. I'm a little bit different as an instructor because not only am I an instructor, but I'm still an active technician in the field. What does that mean? That means that during school breaks and Christmas break, summertime, I'm out in the field working in the dealerships. Let me tell you about the program. In the program, we're going to learn things from the ASE Educational Foundation. So all our standards and credits are going to be through what they want us to learn as far as the automotive industry goes. However, myself being a career industry technician, not only am I going to go through the standards that the state and everybody else wants you to learn, but I'm also going to teach you about what the industry wants you to be prepared for when you leave high school and go to work for them. So being a 2-year program, we're going to focus on safety. Then once we get through the safety, which is really important, we're going to talk about engines, automatic transmissions, manual transmissions, steering and suspension systems, electrical systems, heating and air conditioning, and of course, engine performance. So those are all important things that we're going to go through. Ton of information to cover in 2 years. Some of the credentials that you're going to be able to earn while you're in the program will be your student ASE certifications. We're going to go through lots of safety, like I said before. So SP2 is safety and pollution. We're going to be able to give you a certificate saying that you know how to operate an automotive lift. So you'll get a certificate from the American Lift Institute. We'll also do more safety on top of everything else we've done. So you'll get a 10-hour card from OSHA that says that you know what you're doing in the automotive industry. Probably the biggest credential that you can earn in the 2 years that you're here is your Maine State Inspection License. So that's something that we're going to work on on top of everything else that we're going to be studying within the class. We also like to work on live jobs, which means that we're going to be working on real jobs that people need to have done on their vehicles, whether it be oil changes, brake work, just general vehicle inspections, or checking the car over to make sure it's just safe to be on the road. One of the things that you're really going to like to do is be able to have the opportunity to work on your own car or your parents' car. So if you like hands-on work, you like a hands-on class, this class is probably for you.
The main focus of my program is the construction of a modular home. In the construction of that house, all the work is done by my students. We start off with the floor frame that's built on top of the steel I-beams that we have located behind my shop. From there, my students will build all the exterior walls and get it prepped for the roof trusses. Because this is a modular home, the truss design has to be a little bit different than a typical stick-built home. The truss design is a little bit different because they have to be hinged so that the house, when it's pulled apart in two pieces, the roof drops down flat. So it can pass underneath all of the power lines and telephone lines. Once the trusses are up and we shingle the roof and it's completely weather tight that way, we will go ahead and install the doors and windows. Again, all this work is done by the students. Once the exterior of the home is completely weather tight, the students will move inside, build all the interior partitions, and get it ready for the electrical wiring students to come in and do the rough-in. We'll have other contractors coming in for doing the plumbing and so forth, get that done. And once that is complete, my students will do all the insulation and get it ready for the sheetrock. We do hire a sheetrock company to come in, but my students will be working hand in hand with the sheetrockers to get it complete. Once that is done, the students will learn how to spray, brush, and roll the paint so they can do the walls, ceiling, doors, window trim, door trim, and baseboard trim. At this point, the house will be ready to be moved. We'll have it picked up, put on trailers, moved to the location where it's going to be permanently and set on top of the foundation. From there, I will move all the students over there every single day, and we'll do the finishing touches on the siding and anything done on the inside to get the house ready to put up for sale. It is a turnkey package home. Everything is completely done. Floors, cabinets, and ready for the homeowners to just move their own personal stuff in. All of this being done by the students is huge for them to get ready to enter the real world when they leave my program. They can enter and go into regular residential construction, they can go into any of the subcontracting work, or they can continue their education and go to a post-secondary institute. During the construction of the house, the students have to focus on safety. Safety is a huge part of what we do day in and day out. They will spend an extensive amount of time learning how to properly use all the power tools, hand tools, pneumatic and battery operated nail guns and so forth in the construction of the house. They will learn how to use ladders properly, staging, wall brackets, pump staging, anything that's used on a daily basis on a job site, my students will learn how to use safely. And during the second year of the program, the students will go through a OSHA 10-hour general industries course and receive their OSHA 10-hour card. That is the one certification that they will get from the program.
MC is down here in the bucket, 12-2. You're going to do the exact same lab.
This is a 2-year program that will help you with your learning of power tools, your hand tools for all of the electrical needs in the electrical field. The first year of the program, you would end up working on schematics and basic wiring for a home. Second year of the program, we'll get into your service entrance cables, so anything that gets power to your home, as well as commercial EMT bending, getting into panels, disconnects, that type of thing for the second year of the program. So after the 2 years of the program, if you successfully complete it, you get 576 hours towards your license, and you also will get 1,000 hours towards your on-the-job hands-on training. It takes about 8,000 hours in the field to become a journeyman electrician. After the schooling is done and you're on-the-job training, you would end up sitting for that journeyman's test and then further your education and hopefully become a master electrician. It typically takes about 6 years, employers will end up paying you somewhere between, as a journeyman, somewhere between $25 and $30 an hour, depending on the experience. And mostly for students coming through the program, working on the communication, because you're going to be dealing with customers going in and out. So having that good soft skills, working on communication and being able to work under is something that we strive here and give you the opportunity to learn.
This two-year class is an awesome experience and opportunity. You'll learn lots of college credits, some very unique industry certifications, worldwide certifications, and possibly an actual college certificate. This design class is meant primarily for students interested in technical careers in engineering, all types of engineering, architecture, biomedical engineering as one specific example, precision machining, and computer-aided design. Imagine, design, create. Use some of the most amazing high-tech equipment available today. Challenge yourself. This is an excellent high school class. We use fantastic new computer workstations armed with the latest and neatest design software. These are yours. Make your inventions using 4 very advanced 3D printers and a powerful 3D laser. Also print beautiful colored drawings using one of 3 huge paper plotters. Bring your 3-dimensional designs into an actual virtual reality room, a first in Maine, using a new HTC Vive Pro system. Take a virtual reality walk inside and outside of your personally designed home anywhere in the world. By doing so, you can adjust sun angles, you can adjust the scenery behind your home, you can have animals running around your yard, you can go inside and see how your walls are lit. It's fantastic. You may perform advanced engineering simulations and test your prototypes by using our brand new engineering color scanner. Explore the engineering design process. Over the course of 2 years, you'll have plenty of time for challenging work and plenty of free time for personal projects and exploring other new design programs. Whatever you design and make with the 3D printers or lasers are yours to keep. Students also love the fact that they program and run all of the advanced equipment. The 3D printers, laser, and scanner are your tools, and you do all of the post-processing and painting. This is a hands-on class. When you leave, you'll have tremendous experience using high-tech equipment, a great resume, and design portfolio. Students also love the policy that there is no homework assigned. However, we have advanced laptops to sign out if you wish to work at home. While in class, you're dual enrolled in college, earning 15 credits in 2D design, 3D solid modeling, and blueprint reading. This is the only high school class in Maine to give an industry certification in 3D engineering mechanical design, allowing you to bypass an engineering class at the University of Maine at Orono. Another unique certification is the additive manufacturing cert, which is also worth 3 college credits. Finally, we are only one of 2 high school classes in Maine to offer an actual college certificate before graduating high school. So think of it, you have a college degree before you leave high school. Engineering and architectural design offers interesting and modern skills in many areas, from the space program to advanced manufacturing, medicine, and aviation. The sky's the limit, really. Your resume of accomplishments will be very important in finding work after high school, summer internships, or for college applications. Possibly most important is that you'll have a huge amount of fun at the same time. The class is a blast. Thank you for considering this kind of program.
Engineering Applications in Robotics is a 2-year program here at SRTC. In it, students gain valuable insights as to what it's like to work in the engineering field. We are trying to set up the program, and we've been very successful in having this program serve students that are heading off to 4-year engineering schools in the armed services and may also want to go directly into the workforce as engineering technicians. First-year students spend a lot of their time working with VEX robotics equipment. In that, they'll learn how to program, but they'll also face different design challenges and be able to apply their skills and develop their skills in the problem-solving process to do projects like a crane, a projectile launcher, and other devices. So the nice thing is we always have an academic unit that we're working on, but we always combine that with a hands-on, true application of that technology and that curriculum standard. Every student that is a member of this program is a member of Team 3451, which is an FRC robotics team called the Anomaly.
Each year we build a custom robot to compete in a game. We're competing against students from all over the country and some international. In that, we use the robotics as a way to gain experiences in engineering, designing equipment, solving problems, writing software, control systems, and the entire engineering design process. One final thing would be, a lot of people don't know what engineering is. Engineering is really a problem-solving process. We define problems, we do our research, we apply the mathematics, then we actually chase things through to a solution that's workable, and if we don't do it right the first time, we keep working at it till we get it right. Thank you.
In the 2021-2022 school year, SRTC will begin running a brand new plumbing program. Why consider the career field of plumbing? Our new program prepares students to practice as licensed plumbers. During this 2-year program, you will learn the technical knowledge, safety, and skills to lay out, assemble, install, and maintain plumbing fixtures and industrial processing systems in homes and businesses. In Maine, plumbers earn an average yearly salary of over $50,000. Opportunities may be available for seniors as well. In Plumbing Year 1, students will learn types of piping and fittings and the tools required for their proper installation. Plumbing installations will be completed within our shop. Students will learn about different pumps, tanks, and plumbing fixtures and be involved in installation and service of the equipment. Domestic water heating by electricity, gas, oil, and solar will be understood. Plumbing technology coursework includes instruction in source determination, water distribution, waste removal, pressure adjustment, basic physics, technical mathematics, blueprint reading, pipe installation, pumps, brazing, plumbing inspection, and applicable codes and standards. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, employment of plumbers, pipe fitters, and steam fitters is projected to grow 4% from 2019 to 2029. Building construction, maintenance, and repair should drive demand for these workers, and overall job opportunities are expected to be good. Join this exciting new plumbing program at SRTC.
I'm going to copy and paste this code so that it does a half inch. I got my start in this field, in a program just like this. In the past, this program has been called Machine Tool and Machine Trades. I'd like to discuss manufacturing a little bit. Manufacturing is really just another way to say making things. We make things out of steel, aluminum, brass, plastic, and other materials. The products we make are usually precise. Everything that affects your life today is made by a manufacturer. Defense, food, automotive, technology, and many other things are made by machines. The machine components for those industries are made by people who work in precision manufacturing. We make components and repair old ones. This program is a 2-year program. In the 2 years, students are exposed to many things: safety, measurement, machine operations of lathes, milling machines, saws, and grinders. We also experience blueprint reading and inspection. The second year of the course offers students a variety of modern machine equipment called CNC machines, computer-aided drawing, and computer-aided manufacturing. Computer-aided drawing is called CAD, and that's one of our tools. One of the things we do in our shop is we do a lot of everything. Running the machines, drawing the blueprints, inspecting the parts, writing the codes, running the codes. That's all a whole variety of skills that we learn in this class. Our machines that we learn on are manual machines. CNC machines are the computerized versions of that. Computerized versions of that do the same work that a manual machine does, only better and more efficiently. Great employment opportunities are available right here in York County. The program is generously supported by those companies. This course is hands-on and minds-on. The program requires stamina. You will be trained to operate machines safely and accurately to produce these useful precision parts. Both men and women are successful in this program. Students work independently on machines most every day with safety glasses and leather footwear. Students generally develop the skills necessary to be very successful in manufacturing. Maybe your parents were in manufacturing. I was lucky to find a program like this because I didn't know anything about it, and it turned out I was pretty good at it.
The welding program is a 2-year program. You come in as a junior, graduate as a senior. We cover 3 basic processes of arc welding. So we cover MIG welding, stick welding, and TIG welding. We do have a textbook, and it covers theory, and that's what it's called. It's the welding theory for different arc welding processes. We also learn about cutting, and flame cutting, plasma cutting, carbon arc gouging. What we do is we go through these units in the book, learn all the terminology, learn the science, the math, everything it takes to do this, and we bring it out in the shop and we do it and explain this is where this terminology ties in. This is where we use the knowledge. There's a lot of hands-on skill, but we have to know how to use it. We have to know what it takes to make that hands-on skill matter. We work with different types of metals in here. We work with carbon steel mostly. It's the most common. We do some stainless steel. We do a little bit of aluminum. We do projects for outside clients, or kids bring things in to work on them. A lot of times a bumper for a pickup or things like that. I like to have the projects in the shop. It makes things a little more fun. There's a little more productivity with it, where you get to see what you do in a day and what the progress of this project is. So it makes learning fun, and it applies what we're learning in the book with theory and things like that. After the 2 years, you get the chance to take an AWS certification test. That's the American Welding Society, and it's a structural welding test. Some kids push for a pipe test, and that's fine too. It takes a lot more work and it's a lot harder to obtain, and we'll do that. You pass the AWS test and you are a certified welder. That's a pretty awesome credential to leave high school with. And that looks great on a resume when you're going for a welding job. It does not make you a professional welder. It doesn't give you a job, but it does put your resume higher in the stack. It makes you trainable. You can take that employer's welding test and obtain that job a lot easier, and they see you as someone who obviously knows what you need to be doing, and you have the work ethic to work that hard to get there at that age. So we do work towards that as one of the big perks of taking the welding program. Another thing we work on is kind of growing ourselves, getting out of our comfort zone, being okay with failure, because that's how we learn. We have to screw this up. We have to mess this up to know what to do to make it better, what to do to change it, to do it properly. So that's one of the things. It's kind of a confidence boost to know that, yeah, I messed up, but I can fix it. So that's a big part of what goes on in this room. So for someone that wants to come take the welding program, I want someone who's going to show up every day, who's going to try to better themselves every day, do better than yesterday. That's something I like to say to my students. Work ethic, right? We say work ethic, but what is it? It's hard to teach it, but we can show it and show examples of it. And I would like to have students that understand that and will come in and push themselves harder, expect more of themselves, work with others, and help their classmates push past and do better. You know, that's the type of kid I need coming into the welding shop.